The medical examiner determined Maleah died from homicidal violence.
You have to be able to prove that this or any other defendant did then and there, intentionally and knowingly, cause the death of a child. In a situation like this, justice, as we've said oftentimes, is a marathon, not a sprint.
Homicidal violence. What is homicidal violence? I was wondering that myself when I first heard that this was given as the cause of death. Now, last night with the screenshot, sorry, it was cut off. The person that sent it to me didn't send me the full thing. Thank you, Beverly, for sending me the entire thing. Okay, so it says there that the cause of death is homicidal violence. So you would just think open and shut, but not really. It's a little bit more complicated than that. Check out what Click to Houston's analyst has to say about it.
It essentially means a death from anything other than natural causes.
Anything other than natural causes. So that's still very vague, right? And if you think about it, right, the scenarios that supposedly Darian said happened with Maleah, one was that she was sick with the flu or something, yada yada yada, that falls under the accident, right? The other scenario that the inmate told us was supposedly he got upset, he either punched her, pushed her, she dies. That falls again under his whole story of accident. So this kind of actually plays into their little thing for the lawyer. Unless they find out more information or something gets released, this actually helps his case out. That's why I brought up the lawnmower so many times, the whole Quanell thing, because obviously evidence was destroyed if they were picking up body parts for hours.
Wice cautions homicidal violence is not the same as murder. In fact, the ME still has not determined exactly how Maleah died.
So you see what I mean? How like it's kind of like a funky word, because it's like it's the primary cause of death on the death certificate, but it doesn't really tell us how she died. So it's not really the cause of death, but it just tells us that somebody killed her. She died somehow, but was it with intent? Was it by accident? It leaves a bunch of things open. It's not all that bad.
It was certainly an essential step. They could not have gone forward in taking this case back into a grand jury.
It's also not all that great.
Prosecutors can still secure a murder indictment, but again, he says that is a tedious, careful process.
Homicidal violence. What do you guys think about that terminology? I hope this brought a little bit of understanding. I've actually never heard of this used before until the Maleah Davis case. It's such a vague word. To me, it's almost really not a cause of death. It's almost like putting on somebody's death certificate that they didn't die of natural causes. It's still not really stating the primary cause of death, though I get for legal purposes this is a step. Better something than nothing. It's probably gonna be a pretty complicated case, but this also, I mean, this was a plus, somewhat of a plus in the case of Maleah, but it was also helping out the defense, if you think about it. The legal analyst also did a longer format interview with Click to Houston. I'll put the link down below if you want to see the entire thing. I think you should check it out. One of the questions and what people have been asking is, why hasn't Darian been charged with murder yet? People are getting a bit upset about that. So let me play this clip for you.
Well, as we talked about moments ago, this is not a situation where there was a gun battle in the middle of Montrose where we have multiple eyewitnesses who can testify as to the manner and means and cause of death.
Manner and means and cause of death. The next snippet that I got to play for you, and I have one more after that. This one, he's just talking about the current charges that he has. So I want you to check it out and hear it. How much time he could actually get just for the current charges that he has, which is not a lot.
Tampering with evidence, specifically a corpse, which is only a third-degree felony, which only provides for punishment of 2 to 10 years in the penitentiary.
In this soundbite, he was asked why were they able to get the tampering with a corpse so easily but not murder charges, and you know, that's a big question that everybody's been asking. Here he explains it, and the thing is too is if they mess up, if they screw something up and they go to court, that's it. There's only one time, you know, there's no double jeopardy.
And in that situation, you have to be able to prove that this or any other defendant did then and there, intentionally and knowingly, cause the death of a child younger than 10, in this case by manner and means unknown to the grand jury. That takes time, it takes investigation.
So with that, I'll end off this video. Thank you guys for the support. Make sure you hit the like button, the subscribe button, and hit the bell notifications to get all the videos. And if you haven't done so, check out the shirts that are going 50% proceeds to a non-profit organization. I'll put the link down below. And thanks. Have a good night. Be safe.